Little Nightmares is a series of video games that amazed millions of players around the world. We've had two games already, Little Nightmares 1, released in 2017, and the second Little Nightmares, released in 2021. Both games were developed by the studio Tarsier Studios and are available to all main platforms nowadays. And now, in 2025, we'll have the new episode of the series, Little Nightmares 3, one of the most anticipated games of the year. But there's a difference about this one comparing to the other games. More than one difference, actually, but the main point is that it's being developed by the studio Supermassive Games, a different studio. As I said, the original studio of the series was Tarsier Studios, and they're working in a similar game that, in my opinion, looks even scarier than Little Nightmares 3 or any other Little Nightmares game. The game is Reanimal, and I highly recommend you to take a look at the game later in case you're a real fan of Little Nightmares. Reanimal shall be released still in 2025 to Xbox Series, PlayStation 5, and Windows. And Little Nightmares 3 is also planned to 2025, but none of them got a release date yet. But it's coming out to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and Windows. As I said, the game is being developed by the studio Supermassive Games, and it's the first time of the studio doing a game in this style. In case you don't know the studio, they're known for developing horror games, such as the Quarry, Until Dawn, the Dark Picture series, and more. So yeah, they know how to make horror games. This one is different, so I hope they give the players a true Little Nightmares experience. In the game, we play as Lo and Alone, two best friends who meet in this nightmarish world. Each uses their own item. Lo has a bowl and Alone has a wrench. Together, they start discovering secret passages, working together to overcome huge obstacles and supporting each other, whether you play with a friend or with the help of the AI. Yes, it's impossible to play totally alone in game. You can play with a friend or with a computer. I don't need to say that with a friend shall be much more fun, especially because the computer will probably know everything. So some puzzles won't be in the same way as it would be in a true co-op experience. Each character will have to use their item to progress. The scenarios are full of clues and possibilities, ideal for children with big imaginations. Lo can shoot arrows that reach very high targets, cut ropes, or hit enemies. Alone can use the wrench to defeat stunned enemies, overcome barriers, or operate huge machines. No matter where you go, you won't be able to escape the terrifying monsters of nowhere. The Nightmare's residents will do anything to capture any little visitors who catch their eye. You'll have to play the scariest game of hide and seek with a baby monster in the ruins of Necropolis, avoid swarms of weevils in a candy factory, or escape creatures in a rainy amusement park. Get ready to run, hide, or defend yourself to escape all the terrors. If you played the first two games, or at least one of them, you see that so far this one got a different style. It's still a horror game, yeah, but it's different. The starter will be in the style of It Takes Two, in a matter that you need someone in the game all the time to play it. But here you can use the artificial intelligence, but just the same, it's different. Other thing is that the game seems much more childish. The colors are still kind of dark and fading, but it's more color than the first games. What in my opinion will be less scary too. But it's just opinion for now. I can change my mind in the final version of the game. We know that the series is known for being a bizarre experience, with things that even shocks the players in the first playthrough. But the main points of gameplay in the game are stealth and puzzle. You'll need the stealth to get past some enemies, some that are extremely grim, and do a lot of puzzles through the game to keep advancing, since opening doors, finding a way out, distracting someone to advance, and much more. I just hope that the next game keep all these characteristics of the first games, but we can see that there will be new stuff too, such as the items of the characters to solve the puzzles, or even defeat some enemies, and I'm curious to see more of it in game. Don't let the desolate beauty of nowhere distract you, as Lo and Alone make their way through the spiral. You'll encounter a number of sinister mysteries. Each new location you encounter will be more dangerous than the last, and you'll uncover details about the characters' traumatic pasts. Can you help Lo and Alone escape this never-ending nightmare? You're these children's last hope. As I said, the studio that produced the first two Little Nightmare games is making another game in the same style. The announcement of the game is described as, "The creators of Little Nightmares 1 and 2 have returned to take you on a darker, more terrifying journey than ever before." before. In this horror adventure game, a brother and sister go through hell to rescue their missing friends and escape the island that they used to call home. In this unsettling tale, the emphasis is on tension and thick atmosphere, as you join the two orphans on a desperate search for hope and redemption in the direst of circumstances. So yeah, they promise to deliver us an experience with a scary and immersive style, and the game will also be a co-op experience. And in case you want to play alone, there will be an artificial intelligence taking control of the second character through the game. And it's interesting that fans of Little Nightmares will have two new games set in the same style coming out in 2025. Well, I hope they are really released in 2025. That'll be insane. And that's it. This is the gameplay we have of Little Nightmares 3. I liked everything we've seen so far. The game looks fluid and fun, but to be honest, it doesn't look scary as the first games. Of course, this is just a small part of the game. The whole game will be way bigger than that. But my point is, I hope that the final version of the game is a true horror game and not a horror game made for kids. What's not bad. I mean, the original ones were a good experience in general. It was bizarre and immersive. That's all I asked for this game. As I said, the studio is savvy on making horror games, but different horror games. This one is more like a platformer horror game with a lot of puzzles and now with a sort of combat. Just hope that this combat doesn't take the horror off from a game, because if we can destroy all enemies, that will become a beat 'em up. Agree? But I hope they do a good mix of everything we've seen, and I'm sure that it's going to be at least interesting to play it. The game is coming out in 2025, still with no official release date announced. The PlayStation 4 and 5, Nintendo Switch, Xbox Series, and One, and Windows. And this is the video. I hope you liked it. Click on the like and subscribe for more videos. Thank you so much, and I see you in the next video.